Hi folks and welcome back to our Let's Play of Rebirth. I'm your host Choo, and well, I've left off here in the middle of the tutorial, and I said that we'd take a look at the intro cutscene today, but you know what, I've already tried to record this like more than once before, and every single time the game sort of bugged out, so we're not going to do that. But anyhow, I've left off here. The game essentially tells you how to like do the ship command thing, and now you're supposed to go and do some trading, and that's really what we're going after here. So I mean, afterwards, I think we left off where we were in control, like we were equipping our freighter with a captain, and what happened there, or rather afterwards, is that you get to learn about how to use missiles, and following that you get to learn about how to use drones. So you have two different weapon systems like that now,
Transmitting new
and they're fairly
coordinates to
interesting.
following ships.
So anyhow, right now we are leading the way. Our freighter is following us, and we're supposed to go and trade some energy cells with the people in the faction of the Heart of Albion, or whatever their name is. So anyhow, we're supposed to get to a station where we're supposed to buy some energy cells, and that's really what we're doing here. Yeah, and the last two times I've tried to record this, some very, very major bugs came into play, and I'm glad that nothing happened right there, which is nice. So yeah, there's a lot of problems with this right now. Well, anyhow, during the trading tutorial, there's quite a lot of downtime. So with that kind of said, I mean, I think I'm just going to get to this location first, and then I'll talk more about the some of the stuff that we have here. Yeah, so there's a lot of transport right now, and I have a feeling that the vast majority of all of this traveling is really just to sort of fill up your map. In the other X games, what happens is that typically when you start the game, yeah, you're given like a miniature tutorial in that you fight like one ship, and then you pretty much like have free reign to do whatever you want, right? But one of the things that you need to do at the very beginning of the game is that you need to investigate what is around you. So your map starts out literally with like one system and one station, and you need to find everything else. So at least they're trying to give the player like a few different locations now, which is nice. And this is a big letdown. I thought the journey stops here, but no, you're actually supposed to go to this gate and go for another like mile or two using this transport system before you actually arrive at where you're supposed to. So we'll do that. Hopefully we can latch to one of these little convoys that make things go faster, and once we arrive we can call our transport ship and we can haul stuff faster. I'll just leave the highway right now. Let's go and let's get some stuff done. So yeah, we are arriving at a energy, we're going to buy some energy cells, and we're going to trade some of that. So let's come over here and let's buy some energy cells from this particular station.
Wow, that certainly isn't cheap. Paying close attention to stations may yield better deals with discounts or commissions. I once identified a coolant leak in a storage area. To shut me up, they gave me a 50% discount on their frozen goods. It's surprising how well coolant goes with ice cream.
Well, yeah, we just want to get this tutorial done and finished with, so I'm just going to buy those energy cells here. So, how the trading actually works is that, recall we have this ship right here, and we also have that freighter that we saw back there. Well, it turns out that you don't, or rather in the previous games what you would do is that you would hop into a ship, you would pilot that ship, and typically it was a trade transport ship. You'd make a stop at a station, you'd buy the stuff, and then you go to another station, you sell it, right? Inside this, it's really rather odd in that we control the Pride of Albion, or whatever the ship is called currently, but you trade using other ships, and we have the Rahanas over here, which was way back, you know, the ship that we equipped with a pilot. So we need to buy 100 energy cells, and we need to transport it to that other place. So we'll buy some large amount simply because we have the money to. And what will happen is that that trade ship that we have back over there, it's actually going to move all the way over here.
How about checking if there are any local jobs available?
And get stuff stored into it and sell it, or store it inside the ship. So yeah, it's really rather odd in that currently we've just made a trade deal, and well, if we open up this panel here, we can go to info, property owned, and this will display all the ships that we own. So we have the Albion Skunk, that's what we're piloting right now, and we also have another ship, the Rahanas, which is our trade ship, and currently there is a CO and a defense person on it, and they are currently controlling the ship. But what I want to show you guys is that this is the map for it. That's our ship right there, and it's currently making its way over here. So you go over to places and you schedule the trades, but you need to wait for the actual trade transport ship, and it's really rather not intuitive. But you need to wait until this ship gets here before we can actually commence the loading of goods. And you also need to do the other thing where when we want to sell things, you need to wait until your trade ship gets here. So anyhow, our trade ship jumps around, so it should be here in a little bit. In the meantime, I mean, you do have an option of doing a mission in between the trading, but you know what? I honestly just want to skip through the tutorial, so we are just going to wait for a bit, wait until that energy where our freighter here ship comes to pick up the energy cells. In the meantime, the game does teach you, what we skipped was that the game does teach you about using drones and missiles. So we have our cannon, and that fires bullets, and we also have missiles in 2 varieties now. And you have dumbfire missiles, and you also have fighter missiles, or lock-on missiles, and you can shoot those too, but we only have a few of them, so I'm not going to waste them. But we have those, and in addition to that, we also have drones, and I can call up this little menu here with the T button, and we can control one of the only remote control fighting drones that we have. So yeah, that'll allow us to control this little drone. We can shoot people with it. This thing, honestly, it doesn't do that much damage, but the main thing is that you can fire from quite far away, and you can take people down using these little drones. And they're quite fast, which is the nice thing. And I don't know if they actually have a maximum range. Oh wow, that's a lot of freight ships. So you have these guys, they can sort of do their own thing. The only problem with these drones is that you need a defense officer to really manage them well. In that I do believe for most of the drones you can either control your own ship or the drone you can't do both at the same time. So what that means is that you have to hire an additional crew member to control the drones, and that way you can use both of them at the same time. But yeah, you do need a defense officer, which is the person who handles drones, and also some other turrets on your ship.
Awaiting new instructions.
Anyhow, we'll pull up this menu here, we'll check out where this ship is, and well, we just need to wait until our trader freight thing gets here. It takes a long time though. And I'm gonna switch this map back up, and I want to take a look at where our big trade ship is. Apparently it has completed its jump, but I don't see it yet, so we need to figure out where our secondary ship is. So I'm just going to spin our ship around here, take a look, don't see it yet. But anyhow, it's supposed to be near here. It might be one of those big trader ships over there. We'll fly in that direction to figure out where it is. And yeah, the trade system here, you used to be able to automate it, meaning that you could get the trade ships to automatically find profitable routes and then trade for you. Now I really don't know what the system does, and it looks like our freighter ship is over here. So our freighter ship will move close to to that station, and it'll start loading goods and really go from there. So it is currently moving. These freight ships don't move at a very fast speed, so it'll slowly turn and it'll make its way over there. In the previous games, I mean, you used to be able to speed up time using this one particular module, and it would make things a lot faster, but then again, you don't have the highways to travel to places, so you do kind of lose one for the other. But the bad thing with that is that you could like the game was sort of dependent on this one ship module that would I think the game would just blow it off as like this thing compresses time and makes things faster, right? But one of the problems with it was that you could actually because the ships take damage on a module basis, meaning that when you start taking heavy damage, you can lose guns and you can lose actual parts of your ship. And if you lose that particular time compression module, you couldn't do anything because it would take you like 20 minutes to fly anywhere in real time if you had a particularly big ship. So if you lost that, you were kind of like screwed. Yeah. Oh yes, and you also you also learn how to repair your ship in the tutorial, and how you do that is that you find an engineer just like how you find a captain or a pilot, and you get them to effectively repair your ship. In the other games, you used to be able to eject from your ship, and you'd become this like little spaceman in a little astronaut suit, and then you'd have like this little repair thing, and you could repair your own ships like that. Most people did that, but you could also buy repairs from a station, from like a little drop-down menu. The cool thing about that, the cool thing about repairing your own ship was that because it was free, most people did it, and because ship repairs were extremely expensive for anything large, most people didn't decide to do that. Oh yes, and you may have noticed that if you fly close enough to a big ship, you actually get pulled into some sort of gravitational field, and you sort of like maintain your place near the big ship, but the big ship can move around, as you can see here. And all we're currently doing is that we're just waiting until this ship docks and gets things underway. And I think this is actually, this is the module system. So on these big ships, you can blow up some of these sections, which will do stuff to the ship. It's a shame that they got rid of the time acceleration, because that would have been actually really rather helpful. Currently we're picking up some energy cells, and these energy cells are one of the base resources inside the game. In the other games, I mean, all of the energy stuff, or all of the trading stuff, you used to be able to see in this pretty nice and concise list, but how the stations used to work was that it would just give you like a little pop-out menu, and it would say what the station sells, what the station buys, at what prices, and if you were the owner of the station, it would say what the station needs to produce its products, what the products are, obviously, and what type of resources are needed in addition, or what type of optional goods you can put into the manufacturing process to speed them up or give them some sort of like boost. So anyhow, energy cells are required for the vast majority of stations, and I would assume all of them, but I'm pretty sure there's actually a few that don't need them. So anyways, yeah, it was a pretty universal trade, and it was like, if you, like most people in the game, they decide to build stations, and energy cells is like typically the first one that most people buy, simply because it's just really really easy to get those production facilities going and running. There we go. Yay, we can watch our trade ship go here. So yeah, if you recall, our trade ship has like this docking bay thing on the front of it, but it also has this side panel, and this side panel is actually used to actually trade, which is kind of nice. Although it makes it a pain in the ass to figure out what you actually are supposed to do with the whole docking sequence at the start of the game. So anyhow, this little port here aligns with the little port over there, and a little forklift will poop out and go into that port, and it'll pick up whatever we need, and it'll come back in. So that's kind of cool. So there we go, I'll put my ship right here, and we can watch the docking process. Yeah, so our ship will stop here. It'll poop out the little cargo lifter drone thing. It's pretty small. And it looks like that. I'm not gonna try to bump it, but yeah, it looks like that. And it will go into the port, or slightly to the side of it, and go in. Okay. Fair enough. And it'll come out with the goods loaded on it, and it'll go back in, and that should complete this particular trading run, simply because we're not moving too many goods. I don't know, there might be a second shipment actually. No, there's no. One of these like little cargo lifters can apparently hold 40 or 4,000 units of stuff, and currently it's using barely anything, so that should pick that up. And that should complete it. There we go.
Is on its way.
And all we have to do now is we have to fly to a new trade location, and we have to schedule selling the stuff. And what did I bump there? There was nothing present there. Oh, maybe it was one of those antenna things. So anyhow, now we're just supposed to fly into a new location and sell the goods. One thing that I should note is that currently there's no way to actually
From personal
cancel.
experience, I have to say being shot at in a highway is one of the worst ways to travel.
Yeah, you can
They
also
say the
shoot people in
smokestack
the
bandit attacked
in the
over 30
highways.
ships before he was caught.
I don't think it does anything though, because you're not going to be able to profit off of it. So anyhow, you yeah, but the point is that you can shoot people inside those highways.
Now shut up, Betty.
So anyhow, we're supposed to come over here to this trade port, sell energy cells.
Waiting new instructions.
Then this panel opens up. We click next, sell all of our
You
goods.
have a deal. We're en route.
And our trade ship is en route, so our trade ship will come here, sell off all of the goods, and go from there. So,
Waiting new instructions.
no, wrong panel. So we have to press enter, mode, and property owned, and we can view this thing going on once again. So this trade ship, the Rahanas over here, will start to move just like it did before. Try to pull up this panel here again. So yeah, it'll slowly make its way over here. Now I'm not really sure if anything's happening with it right now, but yeah, it'll slowly make its way over here through its whatever system. And all we really have to do is just wait for the same thing to happen. It'll come here, it'll unload the goods, and then it'll get on its merry way. The problem with it right now is that you can't actually cancel any orders, meaning that, yeah, you just saw a ship jump out. Meaning that, like, if you have any more than, like, 3 or so orders, there's literally nothing you can do to cancel the orders, making the user interface for that really, really bad. Simply because it's like, if you have more than 1 or 2 orders, you're probably not going to keep track of them. Meaning that, because of the whole fact that there's, like, such a large delay between the time period, between, like, when you schedule the order, when the ship actually comes to pick up stuff, yeah, it's really rather unintuitive, meaning that I'm just going to end where I'll pause the video here, and when we come back, hopefully the freighter would have jumped into the system and would begin to unload its goods. So hopefully I'll see you guys in a bit.